What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction on the channel, and today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Kono Kaisha is what I'll be calling it. I need to get into this quickly because there's literally just went through like 1,000 adverts. I did just record an intro and I just went through about 1,000 clicks of 1,000 adverts. But looking forward to this. There's a few titles for this show, so again I'm just going to be calling it Kono Kaisha. It's the easiest one for me to remember. But I'm pretty sure this is a romance workplace kind of show, which I haven't ever seen before. I know there's a few out there, but I haven't personally watched one, so looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think about this first episode down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I haven't really got too much experience with this as well. I've had one experience where I got with this girl on a night out once, and she ended up working in the same office as me. Sounds a bit crazy. You'd think I'd know her beforehand, but the office had like 300, 400 people in there, so yeah, then I'd have to and I wasn't awfully interested when I wasn't drunk, so yeah, it was quite awkward. I've never been someone that's too into relationships, to be honest with you. Always a bit of a kind of one night stand kind of guy, to be honest. I do love my romance anime, as you guys know. Always try and pick up at least like 1 or 2 romance per season. So a genre that as a teenager and stuff, I probably would have said I didn't like and that and so on, but as like an adult, I love my romance movies and anime. It seems so. But yeah, office relationships is actually just too complicated and yeah, not a good idea. Pretty sure also when I was working in offices, they weren't not actually allowed to have office romances. So they're already dating, okay. I think that's a good thing, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing like romances blossom and such as well, but more often than not in romance anime, like I said, I do try and cover a few a season. More often than not, they spend way too much time kind of prancing about and not progressing either the characters or the relationship. So the fact that they're already in a relationship is actually quite a good sign for me. Oh, I don't want to click off. Just want to get bombarded with adverts again. And yep, I have been. Great. I know I shouldn't have done that. Okay, wasn't too bad. Less than 10. Apologies about that, guys. Just want to make sure I was muted. Looks like some nice characters. That looked a bit odd. I'm not sure if that was just my. I don't think my episode's lagging. That kind of looked a bit like there was some missing cuts in that shot there. No big deal though. Decent open, decent visuals. Decent visuals, but yeah, nice song there actually. I like that song. Don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting any amazing type of animation from the show, and I don't really care. I think Zenshu is a very good depiction already this season of something that looks fantastic. Maybe the best looking show I've covered this season. Yeah, the substance is just seemingly not there whatsoever. So I'm a much more kind of story and character orientated person most of the time. I can still enjoy stuff that's just like just animation, if you know what I'm saying. No outside dates. It's a bit. Yeah, I'd be questioning that too. It's almost, it kind of feels bad as well because it's almost like, oh, you don't want to be seen with me. No, it's obviously not that. Yeah, good idea. Surely this is like, it's inevitable someone's gonna find out, right? You can't, like, as much as people try to hide stuff like this, you look at the real world, all sorts of like scandals and such come out. So I'm not sure how long this is gonna last, to be honest. Although she's very thorough, so at least a little while. I guess there is that kind of thrill of it as well, though, isn't there? Like pretending, it's almost like pretending to be someone else. Not to that extent, though. If you know what I'm saying, like there's a bit of like tension to trying to keep that relationship hidden. I think that'd be quite cool. It'd be like a game. So what is this workplace? It's like an accounting stuff. Yeah. Also, this is a Japanese workplace, so it's even tougher than your normal kind of workplace, I imagine. Work culture in Japan is, yeah. I've made this point a few times. We get so many crazy anime and so many crazy concepts because that is an answer to their crazy workforce, and like they're such strict workers and have such long schedules and work so hard that the media they consume afterwards has to be crazy, like crazy to the other degree as well, to extremes. From my perspective anyway, again I'm no expert on stuff like that, but from what I've seen in like anime and heard about like documentaries and stuff about Japan, it seems like a very strict place to work. So as much as she was harsh in that opening scene, she's really good at this. I think women can just be like quite cold like this and probably a lot better at stuff like this than men. Just naturally. So she's part of the planning department. Okay. This does remind me of a girl I used to. I didn't date her or anything, but when I went to high school, she was always. I always thought she was quite horrible to me, so I wasn't very nice to her either. But yeah, we ended up. I ended up quite fancying her towards the end of my high school days, and I think she did to me as well. We did get together a few times. It was really weird because again, I thought she absolutely like hated me, but I guess some people's way of flirting and stuff is to like be mean and yeah and stuff like that. I guess that was a pretty close one actually. Yeah, the years, the years almost gave it away there. Out in the open like this is what I was talking about. It must be like super that heart racing to do that. Like be quite obvious about it, and for no one to catch on. Little things like that makes your heart race a little bit. They still not do that. Sorry guys, I did just miss a subtitle. My phone started ringing, but again, I don't really want to pause it. So Yeah, get another 100 adverts. This could never be me. I could never just go to the cinema, especially where I live, because I live out in the country. I could never just go because I'd say more often than not, there's a bunch of stuff I don't want to watch out. So if I went, I'd most likely be watching something I don't like. But I've done this before. I've been out with a girl to the cinema, and every time I've done it, there's never been a movie I actually want to watch on. Got to plan that stuff beforehand. So I watched a horror. One of the movies I was talking about just then was one of the Paranormal Activity movies. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of the. It was like either two, three, or four. It was one of the sequels. Wasn't ever a major fan of that series anyway, but especially the sequels. Wasn't the best time. That's what I was talking about earlier. Surely this is going to be impossible to hide the relationship. So this guy might be trouble. Like if this was anyone else, like if this was, I don't want to pause. I'd love to pause right now. If this was any of the women, for example, they'd be like, "Oh, don't aren't they nasty to each other at work? Why are they in close proximity right now?" And I think again, especially women can pick up on stuff like this really well. They can pick up sniffs of relationship, potential relationship. They pick up on that stuff real quick. I guess what I said earlier about her being quite good at this was not the most accurate. I guess sometimes she's really good at hiding it. That's another point, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it might be fun, it might be heart racing during moments, but also it might get very tiring lying to everyone about this. Like I said earlier, you see a lot of things like revealed, like and exposed, like people getting exposed for their relationships and such. And obviously, those people are trying to cover up their relationship. And it usually doesn't like go that way. You know what I'm saying? It's never like usually like a happy ever after for those type of people, is it? I mean, when I say about that, it's usually like affairs and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, like that's obviously wrong, but um, just keeping a secret in general, even if it's like not an affair and it is just like a normal relationship, yeah, it's a hard thing to do. I've never done that. Um, Pretty sure I've had like friends and stuff that have, and again, not too long for like gossip spreads, especially when you're like teenagers and stuff. And honestly, I see that office relationships and such being quite a bit like high school relationships. To be honest, it is sometimes just as immature. Oh, there's one. Good job they did split. Again, I think the men will probably actually be quite easy to do, but these women, I think, are actually going to be very hard to get past. I'm also kind of wondering, like, yes, you'd love to see your like partner every day, but also it might be nice to not spend every waking minute at work or at home with them. If you know what I'm saying, like a little break might be nice. Well, I guess he does get that in a sense. That might be a bit overbearing if he was to like if their relationship was to be open, not in terms of like an open relationship, but in terms of people knowing about it. Then I guess he gets a bit of space from her by doing this, and she gets space from him as well, of course. But yeah, decent first episode. I like the concept so far. Doesn't feel like it's going to be like breaking any kind of molds or anything. Don't get me wrong, but it was nice and wholesome, wasn't it? That's a nice shot. I will say the opening and ending haven't really had too many great kind of artworks or anything. But like I said earlier, I'm not expecting this to be any kind of pinnacle of animation or anything like that. As long as it does the job, we would just be wholesome and have some sweet moments in there. I'll enjoy it. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Like I said, really quite decent first episode here. Nothing majorly like unexpected or any like major twists or anything happening. Of course, again, it was just a nice kind of wholesome time with an interesting concept, characters that I already quite like. So, looking forward to seeing what episode 2 has in store. I think the kind of it's not going to be like tension, but like the kind of the lie and withholding that and upholding that lie and such. I think there could be quite a lot of drama coming from that perspective with the other kind of female office workers. I imagine could be quite an interesting kind of way this show goes down. But yeah, lots of interesting points. Like I said, I do wonder how it will kind of navigate, if it will be kind of mainly these cute wholesome moments, which again I really like, or it will kind of delve into the kind of like drama of trying to hide something like this. Either way, I'd be quite interested to see what happens. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this first episode down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys this time next week with episode 2.